The views expressed in this blog are hosted on my own website, are strictly personal, and do not reflect the views of any organization. Hello and welcome once again to Straight Bat, my weekly video blog where, as the title suggests, I comment and observe with a straight bat. Now, Delhi, the capital city of the country, is a city of rumors and gossip, of intrigue and conspiracy theories in the corridors of power. The latest conspiracy theory doing the rounds in Delhi surrounds this man, Prashant Kishore, or PK, or the PK factor, as I've titled this blog. As per this conspiracy theory, Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has struck a deal with the Modi government to ensure that her nephew Abhishek Banerjee, the MP, is let off by the Enforcement Directorate that is pursuing money laundering charges against him, and that is why the Bengal Chief Minister has suddenly decided to take on the Congress. Facilitating this deal, we are told, is Prashant Kishore, or PK, the election strategist. On a show I did last week, the Congress's voluble spokesperson Pawan Kheda made a direct allegation, and I quote him here. If a spurned consultant rejected by the Congress is trying to settle scores through Mamata Di, then I hope she realizes that there is a guru who is seeking dakshina from someone else. Or is it ED and CBI which is intimidating her? It is a charge that has since been repeated by other Congress leaders too. Now, let's cut through the clutter and let's tell you the facts as they exist. Fact number one, Mamata Banerjee, yes, met Prime Minister Modi first in July, then in November. But beyond the speculation, there is no evidence of any deal being struck. In fact, relations between the state Bengal BJP and the TMC remain in a turbulent state. Yes, it is true that Mamata Banerjee was allowed to fight a by-election in October, thereby ensuring she could continue as Chief Minister. But whether the centre put pressure on the Election Commission to do this, again, is in the realm of speculation. Yes, there is a ED case against Abhishek Banerjee, but there is no evidence. ED sources tell us that they have been given any go-slow order to go slow on this case. Yes, it is true that Prashant Kishore significantly met the Congress leadership at least on 3 or 4 occasions, if not more, especially in the June-July period. Yes, it is true that all members of the Gandhi family, including significantly Sonia Gandhi, were present at these meetings, and presentations were made by Prashant Kishore as to how he could benefit the Congress if he joined the party. Yes, it is true that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra has a good equation with Prashant Kishore, and she was pushing for Kishore to join the party. Yes, Kishore himself was keen to join the Congress, but wanted complete control of the party's election and brand strategy, wanted some posts like a secretary general, and would report only directly, we are told, to Rahul Gandhi. Yes, while Priyanka was keen for Prashant to be inducted into the Congress, as I said, Sonia and Rahul Gandhi did have their reservations, or at least wanted this issue to be discussed further within the party. While some Congress leaders, senior leaders like Kamal Nath, we are told, were fully on board with PK joining the Congress party, others like Ambika Soni, KC Venugopal, AK Antony expressed their reservations, is what we learn. The issue was almost clinched in July of PK joining the Congress, but because no consensus could be reached, in typical Congress style, it was put on hold. By August, Prashant Kishore's plan to join the Congress was over. He returned back into Mamata's fold. From then on, PK, along with a few others like Pawan Verma, the author, diplomat, and former JDU leader, former finance minister Yashwant Sinha, others from civil society like Javed Akhtar, we are told, have all begun to slowly push for an alternate opposition front, one that could be minus the Gandhis in a way. From August, the TMC has been aggressively courting Congress leaders who wish to switch over. Sushmita Dev, All India Mahila Congress chief, was among the first. She's become the TMC's face in Tripura, become an MP. In September, Luzdin Falero, the former Goa chief minister, joins the Trinamool Congress ahead of the Goa elections. And last month in November in Meghalaya, large section of the Congress legislature party in Meghalaya defects and switches to the Trinamool Congress. In November, Mamata Banerjee comes to Delhi, but unlike in July, this time she does not meet Sonia Gandhi. During the winter session that is going on in Parliament, the TMC has evolved its own independent strategy when it comes to floor strategy in Parliament. And in December, Mamata Banerjee has gone to Mumbai, met Sharad Pawar, spoken of an opposition front, questioned the viability of the UPA, met civil society voices, and given a sense that she is ready in a way to bid to become the next Prime Minister of the country. And remember, the Trinamool Congress in October itself also formally announced its decision that it will contest the Goa elections on its own without supporting the Congress in a state where the Congress is the main opposition. So net, the TMC and the Congress have gone further and further away. Is PK the brain behind it? That is the big question. Yes, PK has undoubtedly got a score to settle with the Congress. Yes, he's an advisor to Mamata Banerjee, even closer to her nephew Abhishek Banerjee. Yes, PK has built a formidable network of contacts, clients, and even a vast resource base. From Jagan Mohan Reddy in Andhra to MK Stalin in Tamil Nadu to Captain Amrinder Singh in Punjab to Arvind Kejriwal in Delhi to Nitish Kumar in Bihar, PK has worked with all of them. Yes, we are told he's also been in dialogue with NCP leader Supriya Sule, who fixed a meeting for PK with Sharad Pawar a few months ago. That he's also been in touch with Aditya Thackeray of the Shiv Sena. And we also know that PK had a close relationship with the Modi establishment. He worked with Team Modi in the 2014 general elections rather successfully. And only because he had a falling out with Amit Shah, the Home Minister, who didn't, it appears, want to give PK this larger than life image, that the two parted, or PK parted from the BJP after 2014. Therefore, the question arises again, is PK planning on some master plan that would include breaking opposition unity by targeting the Congress and helping Mamata and Modi in a way? Helping Mamata by getting her family off the hook in the enforcement cases, and also paving the way for a Modi win in 2024 by keeping the opposition disunited. Now, this is where I believe that the conspiracy theories are getting stretched. Prashant Kishore is an ambitious man. He wants to be seen as more than just a backroom strategist, but an active participant in national politics. He did join the Janata Dal United when he was part of Nitish Kumar's core team in Bihar, but was eventually removed from the party in January 2020 over allegations of indiscipline, not following the party line. Since then, Prashant Kishore has shuttled between Kolkata and Delhi with his IPAC group, the political affairs group that he runs, and it's been hired by the TMC till the next Bengal elections of 2026. But as he told me in an interview after the May Bengal results, he said that he had had enough of political consultancy and strategy. That was his last election. So therefore, the most obvious route for someone like PK is to formally re-enter politics as a Neta. Now, he can't do that, it would appear, with the Modi-Shah BJP. The Gandhi-led Congress appears reluctant to embrace him. So what's his option? The opportunity lies in building a new coalition with Mamata Banerjee, who wants to be Prime Minister, as a focal point. In a way, PK's no-holds-barred political management style is suited to the regional party system, because in the national parties, they tend to have their distinctive ideologies and all their inner party factions. In a regional party, single window clearance. You know the big boss, the domineering big boss, you can cut off all the intermediaries. So therefore, Mamata Banerjee's local mass level connect, ground level connect, PK's media savvy managerial skills make them an ideal made for each other combo, some would think. Which is why I believe that the PK factor is now about building an alternate national leadership. And how do you do that? The first step towards that is to target the Congress. That's the political strategy. You weaken the Congress so that Mamata Banerjee emerges as the leader of the so-called real or new Congress. And then you build a coalition of other non-Congress, non-BJP parties. We've seen this in Goa, where the campaign in Goa, interestingly, my friends, is being run by IPAC. Luzdin Falero was brought in by IPAC. Tie-up with Maharashtravadi Gomantak Party, the regional party this week, done by IPAC. IPAC is driving and organizing the TMC's campaign. Mamata Banerjee is just the face. The posters have her, but it's being driven by IPAC. Now, we are told that next year the Trinamool Congress could even get rebranded, new name, less Bengal-centric name, a national name, and then attract people from across the country, including disgruntled Congress leaders, to become part of this new opposition formation. PK's recent tweet in a way reflects this desire to offer a viable leadership structure minus the Gandhis. He writes, and I quote, "The idea and space that the Congress represents is vital for a strong opposition, but Congress leadership is not the divine right of any individual, especially when the party has lost more than 90% elections in the last 10 years. Let opposition leadership be decided democratically." Prashant Kishore is right in a way. A divine right to rule suggests a dynastic democracy that is increasingly out of sync with a new India. But let's also be clear that a fragmented opposition means advantage BJP, which is why opposition unity without a strong Congress is tough to foresee and will make it very difficult for the opposition to challenge a Modi-led BJP in 2024. Kishore, one senses, may be hoping for a hostile takeover of the Congress, which is tough, very tough, almost improbable, or he is hoping that there will be a shareholder revolt within the Congress if the party doesn't do well in the 2022 elections. But will the Congress really cut its long-standing umbilical cord with the Gandhis? Or is PK at the moment spinning a fantasy by being over-ambitious? And will someone who has journeyed from Modi to Mamata across several leaders be fully trusted? Remember, it is one thing being a state astute, savvy, smart, behind-the-scenes political manager. It's another to actually move to the political center stage. Can Prashant Kishore or PK make this journey or this transition? That's going to be the challenge for him. And in a way, that is the intriguing question that I have raised. Can Prashant Kishore actually become the backroom operator who is able to cement a new political formation? We'll have to wait and see what happens over the next 12 months or so. That was the Straight Bat. Think about all I've said and do subscribe to my YouTube channel for many more such updates and videos. For now, take care, stay well, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Namaskar. Jai Hind.